What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Thanks for pressing play. Today we have an exciting mod plan for the C8 Corvette, so let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so the C8 Corvette hasn't really been getting as much love as it deserves lately because I have so many other things going on. I'm just trying to spread it all out evenly and give all these cars at least a little bit of love, and the C8's been neglected for a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and focus on it for today. If you remember, not too long ago I was talking about some of the front end 5VM or 5W8 style splitters that I have that I wanted to compare for you and kind of show you what the best bang for your buck was. Well, that's what we have today. We are going to be replacing that front 5W8 splitter from Pat over at American Hydrocarbon with the one from ACS Composite. Now, ACS Composite typically makes some of the best quality stuff for the Corvettes. As you guys know, I have the Z51 spoiler wickers on here from ACS, and they are absolutely fantastic quality. I did a video installing these and reviewing them. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link it up to the top right of this video, but these are available on my website as well. If you guys are interested in these, definitely check them out. I will also have the new ACS front splitter on my website as well. And like I said, I'm always very happy with the quality of ACS Composite and their products for the Corvettes, so I have a feeling this is going to get a big thumbs up for me, but I want to get it installed and I want to show you the pros and cons of both of these different lips. Obviously, one of the biggest ones being with Pat, you can really get it customized however you want, but there's some really good pros coming for the ACS Composite lip as well, so let's go ahead and get into that. But naturally, since the C8's been sitting for a little while, we're going to do a cold start before we do anything. Let's hear that beautiful AWE exhaust that you can also purchase on my website, link in the description below. Oh yeah, guys, it's about 8:30 in the morning here right now. I'm sure my neighbors hate me. Just listen to that beauty. The AWE exhaust just takes this car to the next level. The Z51 exhaust was not bad, but this sounds so much more refined. It's so much more growly. I love it. Definitely check that exhaust out, guys. If you have a C8 Corvette, I promise you will not be disappointed with the AWE exhaust system. All right, guys, we are here at Blackout Tinting because, yeah, Josh is letting me use the lift, and for the purposes of this video, using a lift for something like this is a lot easier than laying on my back or even getting up on the race ramps. It's a lot easier to install these, I believe, somewhere around 20 Torx head screws in the front splitter while this is up in the air and not while I'm on my back, like I said. So this is the splitter from ACS Composite. The one that I have on here currently is the one from Pat over at American Hydrocarbon with the custom painted graphics, and it looks really good. I'll be honest, there's not really a huge reason for me to be changing this lip. I really like the one from Pat, but there are some pros and cons to both of these. And the one from ACS Composite, the biggest pro is that it is made out of a material that is black under that paint. So if for some reason I get a rock chip or a break or something like that, it is going to be very hidden. Now, I say break, but at the end of the day, the ACS one is actually made out of a plastic type material. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but I'll put it on the screen here for you to see. It's basically really pliable. So all of the lips up until this point, I've had a couple different ones on, and they have all been made out of a fiberglass material. So they're a lot more rigid, a lot more likely to break, and of course, will rock chip a lot easier. Now, this one from ACS Composite would not show rock chips as much because, like I said, it is actually a black plastic material underneath that carbon flash paint. Now, with that said, of course, ACS makes some awesome quality products, and yeah, this is no different. That carbon flash paint is absolutely perfect. If you can see that there in the light, it is a perfect match for the GM carbon flash paint. Now, just like the winglets in the rear there, perfect match, perfect fit. I can't wait to get this on just because I know it's going to actually fit 100% like GM intended it to. Now, obviously, GM makes kits. They have the 5VM and, in this case, the 5W8 kit that is carbon flash painted. But those kits are also really, really expensive. It's a little bit cheaper to go with a third-party vendor like this. And this is actually going to be my 4th different lip that I've installed, or splitter that I've installed. I've had a couple different brands on here, and so far they all fit really well, but I have a feeling this ACS one is going to fit the best out of all of them. But I'm going to reserve my judgment until after this is fully installed to make sure that what I'm saying is 100% accurate. Of course, huge thumbs up, big thank you to Josh at Blackout Tinting for letting me come in here and use his tools whenever he is not using them. Either way, great place to be, guys. If you need any detailing for your cars, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a Tesla, another C8, and a McLaren. He works on some nice stuff up here because people trust him with their cars, and you should too. If you guys are interested in any kind of detailing, come up to Blackout Tinting. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air. All right, guys, we are up in the air, and yeah, other than some wax here that I have to still get off there, it is looking pretty good. It doesn't have any noticeable chips or anything in it, but we are going to see how much better the ACS splitter is going to be. I absolutely love ACS products. I know I've talked about this a million times, but they make some really, really fantastic stuff, and it's typically OEM quality. And that's what we want for the C8 Corvette. We want it to look as good as possible without necessarily completely destroying the bank account. With that said, ACS products are typically a little more expensive because they're quality. And unfortunately, in the automotive industry, you have to pay for quality. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and remove all of the T15s under here. I'm not going to show this a million times because I've showed it before in other videos. There is about 21 T15 screws that hold this thing on. That's it. So you take out the T15s, you put on the new splitter, and you put the T15s back in. 21 times, that's what you got to do. I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to get to the point of putting the new splitter on because that's what you guys are all here for. You want to know, is the ACS composite splitter worth it? All right, so we have the splitter off and the car is looking weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this car with no splitter on it. You can take a look at these. They are basically the same. This one is made out of fiberglass, so it's a lot more rigid than this one. This one has a little bit more of a flexible nature to it, whereas this one is real rigid because of fiberglass. So anyway, that is going to help with installation as well as not exploding if you hit a rock or something. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get the ACS Composite one on the car and see how it fits. It is fully bolted on now, and Aaron is going to start into the XPEL process. For those of you who haven't seen this already, I'll kind of show some of it, but I've shown a lot of this on my channel, so I don't want to necessarily bore all of you guys with the details, but this thing fits really well. I didn't have pretty much any issue getting any of the screws in, and I have had some issues with previous splitters, so this one worked out a lot better than they have in the past. And like I said, that's partially due to the fact that it is not fiberglass, so it has a lot more pliability to it, I guess, so it will move a little bit better and it will accept or embrace, I guess, impacts a little easier than fiberglass will. And like I said, if we look up underneath here, it's black. So if this chips from the front, you're going to see the black plastic underneath. You're not going to necessarily see the bright white that is fiberglass. So anyway, it's going to get covered with XPEL, and then we're also going to ceramic coat it, but that's for a different video. So let's get the XPEL installed now. And just like that, guys, it is expelled. So if you look at that, yeah, if you can't see anything different, that's exactly the name of the game. So XPEL isn't visibly installed on your car, but what it does do is protect against rock chips and all that good stuff. So this thing will probably be the last splitter I ever have to install because it will never get beat up now. It's covered with XPEL and it fit really well. So yeah, I think we're good. Aaron has one last piece to install and then we're lowering the car, getting out of here, and then I will show you this thing tomorrow in the sunlight.
The next day.
All right, guys, so it is the next day. It is actually a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania, and we got one heck of a lineup of cars cars here. So my ZR1 has been uncovered officially for the year. My wife's brand new Cadillac XT5. We actually bought that about a week prior to me getting the ZR2, the C8, and of course the C5 Corvette. We got a little bit of a used car sales lineup here, kind of in the making, I guess. But let's take a look at what we're here to look at today, and that is the front lip. So the ACS Composite front splitter for the C8 Corvette. This, of course, is the 5W8 replica, meaning it is carbon flash painted, and it gives the car that extra bit of aggressiveness. So in my opinion, it is something that is highly needed on this car. Without the front lip, I honestly do not believe that this car is anywhere near as nice. Now, that is obviously my opinion. Yours may differ, but at this point, I'm gonna say my opinion, this thing needs to be installed on your car. Now, there are a bunch of different options out there like we've talked about in the past. There's a couple different companies making this thing. I have every single one of them. So I could tell you right now, best bang for your buck is probably gonna be the ACS Composite splitter. There are a lot of reasons why, but ultimately the price is pretty close to what everybody else is charging. But ACS is using a different material to kind of make sure that if this thing does get any rock chips, you're not gonna see them because the entire material is black all the way through. So if a rock flies up and hits it, it's still going to look black. Now, obviously, I have mine protected with some XPEL from the guys up at Blackout Tinting, but at the same time, if a chip gets through or something happens, it's not really going to be as noticeable as it was on the previous lips I've had. Now, with that said, the ACS splitter also offers a lot more flexibility than those other ones because, again, it's not fiberglass. I already have a couple different ACS composite pieces on this car. The front splitter is just one of them. Back here, I also have the ACS Z51 spoiler wickers, which really just help give the car an extra dimension in my opinion. But basically, this video is all about that ACS composite front lip, and it looks really good. I can tell just by standing at this distance of the car, that is a freaking fantastic quality splitter. If I didn't know any better, I would say that came straight from GM. The carbon flash matches perfectly, the surface is perfectly smooth, and like I said, it's not going to get beat up. So I don't want to just keep repeating the same stuff over and over here, guys, but like I said earlier, this splitter, these Z51 wickers, they are available on my website, and of course they ship directly from ACS Composite, but you do help out my channel by buying them from my website. For the same price, you would buy them from ACS's website. So if you guys are interested in those, definitely check out the link in the description down below and grab either one of these two things for your own C8 Corvette, because I promise you're gonna love them. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really just wanted to take a nice day shot of this thing for you guys so you can see the quality of it. Detail doesn't come through on the camera real well when it's real dark like that. So if you have any questions about this splitter or even the ACS wickers, ACS Composite in general, or the C8 Corvette in general, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will make sure you get all of your questions answered. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I have loads of C8, C7, C5, all the Corvette content coming. You are not going to want to miss it, guys. And as always, I will catch you in the next upload.